right now, of course, let's make it easy. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves with the characters you all three played, because you played some great characters in this one.
Sure. Who wants to go first?
You are.
I'm going first. All right. My name is Elias, and I play the space cowboy. Samco is his name.
Some people do call you a space cowboy.
Some people call me a space cowboy. Some call me. I'm not even gonna.
It's okay. Sissy's the gangster of love.
That's right. It just works.
Funny how that works.
I don't know why they didn't use that song.
I'm Sissy Jones, and I play your space wife, Andreja.
And I'm Jake Green, and I play your space robot, Bosco.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that one with you, Jake. Taking on the robot character is pretty cool over there.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
What was that like becoming the robot? Is right, because he's right off the rip. He's one of your first ones you meet.
Yeah.
But the robot, as opposed to these two getting to be the space cowboy.
Yeah, it's fun because the head writer on it, Aspen Clark, just like shoehorned in so many dry, funny things to say, some of which didn't make the final cut because I think we got away with some stuff in the record that we couldn't really release to the public. Yeah, super fun, just kind of riding that line of a neutral AI that was programmed to try and be funny because of Barrett, you know. It was a total blast, and I also had to record hours and hours of thousands of names, which was...
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how many years was...
15 years. Yeah,
15 years.
That's actually that's why this game took so long to come out. It's because we were just recording names.
It's actually a call tree.
But apparently, apologies
to the giant call tree.
Yeah, exactly. Apologies
Thank you
to all
for
the
calling.
Zacks out there. Apparently, like we got Zachary, but not Zach.
Oh, tough.
We'll get you on a patch, I hope.
Oh, we got a Zach in the chat.
We got a
Sorry,
Zach.
Zach.
Oh,
We'll get
sorry,
you. We'll
Zach.
get you on the patch.
We'll get you next time.
It's on the pad.
Get you on the patch.
That's awesome.
And it's Vasco,
Apparently, it's Vasco.
not Vasco.
I tried with the hard "a," and I was corrected that it is Vasco.
Vasco,
Okay.
like Vasco de Gom.
It is Vasco. You pronounce it Vasco. I pushed for romanceable Vasco. I did.
Really?
I
I did.
in a patch.
And
I would be here for that.
And Mike, we recorded some.
Did you?
Yeah, and then it just
Wow.
yeah, no, seriously.
DLC, baby.
The writers were like, "Let's go for it. Let's record it. The worst they can say is no," and they did.
And they
They're
went
like, "Guys, we."
Can we get
do
a
it.
little tease of that?
Yeah, a little tease of it.
God, I don't remember. But
Do
I
it.
mean, I could. Hey, baby, you looking so fine. I don't know.
Is that coming in the patch too?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Wow.
You can subscribe to that on my OnlyFans.
How long were you guys working on this one?
I first auditioned it in 2016. Booked it in 2018 as
2018
player
for
voice.
me.
We booked it as player voice, and
Yeah.
then in 2019 they told us they weren't going to do a voice for player, but we got the big roles. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Sorry, is the exit this way?
There's no small parts, just small act.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, and then we recorded solid for like 5 years.
Are you supposed
That's insane.
Yeah, we were recording up until like February of this year.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about you guys, but like during that like player audition callback process, that was some of the best writing.
I was so
that
Yeah,
I've
they
mad.
didn't
ever
tell us
come
what it
across.
was.
They didn't tell us what
And
it
it
was.
was
It was all in code.
It was a fake script.
It was a fake script.
Yeah, it was like an
And it was
Indiana
so
Jones.
good.
And it was fantastic.
Oh my god, I was so mad that
I was like,
that
and they were like,
wasn't
it's
the
kind of
script
like
that got made.
Indiana Jones in space, and I was like, can I do it, please? And the writing was.
So good.
But
Have
I
you
had
ever
no
had the
idea.
experience though of like they've written a dummy script and it's just obvious what it is, even though
Yes.
they've tried really hard?
Oh, yeah.
For Red Dead 2, it was like a monologue. You're sitting around a campfire talking about a monologue. They wouldn't
You're
say
talking
what the
about a
game.
monologue
They wouldn't
in the
say.
monologue?
Yeah, right. You're like, I remember my first monologue. It happened in my mother's tomato garden. No, but it was. It said it was for Rockstar Games, and it had to be in a Western accent. I was like, oh, cool. So Red Dead 2.
Oh,
Like, what are
no.
we doing?
What?
This is fun. So since the last video game strike that we had in 2017, something like that, and we got the gains of like, hey, we need a little bit more transparency in terms of like, what is it that we're auditioning for? Is there sensitive material? Because some people don't want to be associated with certain stuff. I have zero morals, so I'll do anything.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm sorry. Does the check clear?
Yeah,
I'll say
got it.
whatever
Are you paying in
want.
American dollars? And so this was before all that happened. I booked this, obviously, Red Dead 2 thing, right? I show up for the session. I think this is my first video game. I think I did this in 2013, 2014. And I got like the head, the camera,
camera's
the
on
camera,
there,
everything. I'm like, here we go, baby. I turned to the director. He's like, so welcome to Red Dead 2. And I was like, oh, I'm surprised. And he's like, so your character is a clan member.
Oh no!
I said, I'm sorry, what? And he goes, oh, don't worry. You accidentally light yourself on fire during a cross burning. And I was like, okay, I'm in.
Perfect.
Great, let's do this.
Idiot clan
I was
member.
literally about, I was like, am I going to have to take this helmet off and like
God.
walk out of my first ever video game
my
session
God.
right
It's a
now?
problem with NDAs, right? You end
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
signing your life away, and you have no idea what you're gonna what you're gonna do.
Luckily, it was self-immolation.
Yeah, so that's
so
good.
I was okay with
Immolation.
it.
Not mad about
Good work.
that.
No,
Not mad about that.
totally fine with it. Sign me up.
Well, okay, so here's my spiel. Katya, my first job. Like that one
Never
will
forget
always
Walking
be
Dead.
forever in my
Yeah.
heart. And I met
I
some
love
of
that
my
game.
best friends.
What were you doing before?
I worked in the Silicon Valley.
No shit.
I worked in the
really?
Silicon Valley for 10 years.
So wait, how did that happen? Then how did you end up in Walking
Sheer
Dead?
dumb luck.
Yeah.
I
You like came over and you helped Dave Fenoy fix his computer.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You got a great voice." What?
no, I
you
lived
should do
here.
this.
I lived in the Bay.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah. So many people did, didn't they? Yeah.
and I super hated my life. And my husband was like, "Well, what do you want to do? Like, what's your dream job?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just want to work on The Simpsons."
Nice.
And like 2 weeks later, I heard Nancy Cartwright, who's Bart Simpson, on the radio. She was like, "Oh yeah, there's this great voiceover school here in San Francisco." And I was like, "Hmm?" So I started taking classes that week, and 2 years later, I had an agent. And then my first audition from Stars was The Walking Dead.
It helps that she's immensely talented.
That also does work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, for most of you
no.
hacks out there watching, it wouldn't happen like this for you.
But yeah, so Katya will always have a special place in my heart. Delilah put me on the map for a lot of people.
For
you
sure,
know.
Firewatch.
And then
The game, Mike.
Oh, trust me,
yeah.
I
You
was
don't know
very
nothing about
excited when she
Firewatch.
brought up Firewatch's rights.
and then the Owl House on Disney has been really special too.
Sure.
It's just been a whole vibe. And Starfield. I mean,
Yeah,
this
Starfield's
is incredible.
great.
Yeah.
You know?
Elias, I see you begging all the time for another Deus Ex game, so
God,
panhandling on Twitter,
Shots
begging
fired.
Anybody will listen about Adam Jensen.
well, yeah, Jensen's very important to me because it launched, like I was saying earlier, like most of my career has been on camera. And then when I got Deus Ex, it just exploded. That character just like, I don't know, somehow got into the pantheon of popular video game
sure.
characters. And I love playing that character. And I swear to God, I'm not just saying this, I'm not under NDA. I have heard nothing, and I would love to do another one, but I never hear anything. It'd be
As somebody who
amazing.
follows all the studios getting bought and sold, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I know, right?
Happen anytime soon, sadly.
crazy.
Sadly. But one day.
But
Again,
yeah.
especially as I think that was the thing where you're seeing such great sci-fi games now.
I
You're
know,
really
right?
seeing what people. Like,
It's really a good time to do it. I don't know
Deus
what
Ex
they're
was
thinking.
so ahead of its time, I think,
Yeah.
in terms of what it was doing and what it was pushing, the narrative, the gameplay, and the fact that now you can do something like Baldur's Gate 3 and be like, oh, here's a CRPG that is incredibly different from something like Starfield, right? That's different from, etc.
Anyway, Deus Ex is my favorite, and Starfield I loved. And I love The Expanse. I love my. I was on The Expanse. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that show.
yeah.
Love
that show.
So good.
You were on The Expanse.
I was, yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's a great- that whole first season was on where I'm the guy that at the end grabs me,
Okay.
and pulls me up and eats me.
I'm rewatching that
Yeah.
tonight.
He
has, like,
That's
the cyber
awesome.
eye.
I had the
How
cyber eye.
cool.
I was, yeah.
Yo, that's wicked awesome.
I also performance captured the creatures in all of the hybrid monsters.
Yeah.
I performance captured all those.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't
really
know that.
rad.
Yeah, I love that show. It's such a good show.
Such a good show.
You know, they came out with a fun Telltale game of that just recently. They've
I
been
know. I was
dropping
really
episode
mad that
by
they didn't
episode.
call me. They all know I'm a friggin' gamer
You're a
guy.
big
got
Hollywood
drummer.
guy now. You're in the Star Trek. You're into doing the live action stuff.
I don't know if I'm allowed to. What am I talking about?
You're in space a
Struck
lot.
stuff.
My favorite role, I mean, obviously, Bosco's near and dear to my robot heart. My first major recurring on an animated series was Bootsy Calico from the Boss Baby,
Okay.
which I know you guys all watch.
On the boss.
Religiously.
I did watch it.
Religiously.
Absolutely.
call Mary my
Oh, Bootsy Calico?
Yes.
Get that baby! Yeah.
Oh, you're great in that, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Excellent. That's
Yeah, that
so
was
good.
That was super fun. He was raised by cats, so you know he's fun until he's not. It's fun, and I just in terms of just like sheer fun, I just did well, not just did. Those take 2 years to make, but My Adventures with Superman, which was
Yeah.
Adult
Yeah,
Swim,
yeah.
I think, and Studio Mirror, who also did. Okay, so there's two more. Studio Mirror. Two of my favorite shows were both Studio Mirror. Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts. I played Jamak the Frog on that.
Yeah.
That was a blast. The writing, the animation,
Love
everything was
that
awesome.
Love
and then My Adventures with Superman crushed it. Very fortunate to get to play one of the secondary villains named Dr. Ivo, who they also turned into Parasite.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they just gave
yeah.
me full reign
Nice.
to go nuts with this guy. He's the douchiest character I've ever played. And I love playing douchebags.
It's a big stretch.
It's a big stretch, yeah. So there's just a bit of a like, huh? Yeah, what? What's that big guy? Okay, what are you? A brick tank? All right, see you later. And
You did a lot when I was watching. I was like, oh, he's doing like evil Tony Stark.
Yeah,
Right? Because
yeah.
he was leaning into that version of Ivo.
exactly,
right?
100%, yeah. So yeah, those are my faves.
Good, that's good.
And the KKK guy that got to burn himself.
Hey, love that, love that. All right, so what are your dream roles? Like, what's the thing that like you want?
Ooh, good question.
I don't know if I have a dream role.
He
Whatever.
wants Adam Jensen.
I just want to do
We
Adam
just-
Jensen again.
Jesus, embarrassing.
Forever.
Let's be honest, right? Let's just like say it.
Ever. Amen.
Yeah, I'll do like 10 more Adam Jensen games. Mostly because they take like 6 years and I get paid a lot. Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, like one of my good buddies is Eric Bauza, so I want nothing bad to happen to him. But if I got to be somebody in Looney Tunes,
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
just save some room for the rest of us,
Come on,
Bauza.
Bowser.
Honestly, one of the shows that made me, the show that made me realize being a voice actor was a possible job was Animaniacs.
Hell yes.
Oh,
Because
yes.
I
Shout out to Rob Paulson.
shout out to
Yeah.
he's the man.
Yeah.
Not only the man in general, but he's literally the man that made me realize it was possible. Because growing up,
Neighbor.
I played hockey. What's that?
He's my neighbor.
And he's also your fellow countryman.
He is, but no, and Maurice is from, Maurice LaMarche is from Canada. Rob's not from Canada.
Yeah, he is.
Is he really?
I think so. From Toronto, I think.
Maurice is from Toronto. Maybe you're getting them.
I might be getting them mixed up. They're never together. It's hard to.
Yeah, I know.
And they look so alike.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
Rob's always always repping Red Wings, right? So I was.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's,
shit, you're right.
Yeah.
He's right. He is from.
Sorry, Rob. In fact, the day I met him,
Rob's
he's
from
wearing
Michigan.
a,
Thanks
wearing,
for
yeah, he was wearing a
coming.
Red Wings hat the day I met him. Crap. He just plays hockey. But that's so. Growing up, I played hockey and I acted when I was a kid too. And so those were my two passions, right? And my dad took me to the All-Star game in San Jose, where I'm from, and they had a celebrity skills competition. And so Dave Coulier,
Yeah.
Uncle
Yeah.
Joey,
Cut it
someone
out.
Canadian legend.
No.
Cut it out. Yeah, Canadian legend. Skates out, does the woodchuck voice, and then the PA announcer's like, and now, please welcome to the ice, the voice of Yakko Warner, Rob Paulson. And I remember I was like, it's a person? A human person? And he
Oh, that's
skates out on
great.
the
I
ice,
love that
he gets
memory.
on the mic, and Yakko's voice comes out of his face.
Yeah.
And literally, it was like, you know that meme from A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe, with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
numbers and trigonometry? That started happening to me.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I
love that
realized that I could do that, and then fast forward to the Animaniacs reboot, and my first session was with Rob and Mo.
That's,
And
that's awesome.
That's
I told him that story, and he's like, "Slow down,
Get out of here, kid. You're embarrassing.
get out of here, kid. You'll never work at this town
Yeah,
again."
that's Rob.
So yeah,
make it awkward.
that was literally like a full circle dream come true for me. Was that?
That's so cool.
How about you, Sissy? What's your dream job?
Hey, Owl House rep, what's up? I would really love to do like a Jane Bond,
Ooh,
Oh,
right? Like
yeah.
IO just got the rights for James Bond, right?
Yeah.
I would love to see a Jane Bond option. I want it.
That's
Yeah,
badass.
that's cool.
Want it.
Yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah, I like that a lot. I like
And like animation forever, because it's animation, it's fun.
for sure.
So,
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
I talked for much longer, so keep going.
No, also everything else. I would like to do
I will take any role. I will take
You know,
any
it's funny being an actor because you watch something, you're like, why am I not in this?
Yeah.
And then you realize you wouldn't have had time to do it anyway.
I know.
But you're like, I'm really mad that I'm not in the Spider-Man game. I'm really mad that I'm not in.
How are you
I
not
know.
in the Spider-Man?
I know.
No, I'm
everybody-
not
either.
Everybody should be. You're
not in it?
No, I'm not either. I was like, what the fuck? You know where I live.
You know how it is. You get too big sometimes. Too big for your britches.
You're in the Spider-Man game.
I am no big
Yeah.
deal. Well, my client shirtless Spider-Man.
It's close
is.
enough.
Yeah. But this is why, like, these Nolan Norths, Laura Bailey.
You know
Get
what?
him out
Hats
here.
off to Nolan North. That guy is
God,
so
Nolan.
talented and
Super
so kind. Like, he is just, mwah.
The man.
He's great. I really want to see that because I know there's so many games that are getting made into TV shows. Like, I would love the little Easter eggs of the voice actors in there somewhere, right?
Screw the Easter eggs. The voice actors should play the parts.
Well, yeah, but like, also,
If they look the part.
I mean, Firewatch got optioned like ages ago. I don't know if it's going to get made. I will never be
The
Delilah.
classic option.
I would love to be Delilah. I will never be Delilah because I'm not Scarlett Johansson or whatever. So it's fine.
Yet.
Everything's fine.
You're not ScarJo.
Maybe they just want the voice, though,
I mean,
Maybe
you
they stick
know,
with that.
you don't see her.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
anybody
I was
in that
pretty
game?
pissed when the credits roll, let me tell you. Very upset with that choice.
You should see some of the hate mail I got.
Well, I'm not mad at you, all
It was,
right?
mwah. It was great. Oh, yeah.
We did the Last of Us 2 loop group.
Oh, is that where
together.
I know you
Yeah,
from?
that's what it was, yeah.
And what's a loop group?
It's where you populate all the random voices,
noise.
like in Spider-Man 2. You know, you can drop down. Yeah,
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2, you
yeah.
can drop down to any NPC and hear like an
Gotcha.
in-depth conversation about, child rearing.
Yeah.
Most of those are improvised.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're just actors
99%
improvising
of it is
them. Yeah.
improvised.
That's fun.
So we just got to like mill around the mocap stage, the volume,
Yeah,
and just talk about a bunch of BS.
Random.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, doing a lot of on-camera stuff, I would never do a background or a small role
same.
on an on-camera
Yeah,
thing.
never.
Why?
Because you have a level that you reach, right? So for me, it's like, I'm only doing guest stars or recurrings, right? But in games, for some reason, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll do
I'm like,
a
yeah,
million
dude,
background voices.
Happy
maybe,
to,
and it's
especially
fine.
on like a game like that. I was like, sure, dude.
Yeah. But for some reason, I'm like, I don't care. But maybe it's because it's not me. You know, like it's not
Sure.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with
you're right.
on camera, it's like a guest star and above. That's
They
it.
also-
That's all I'm
It
doing.
They
also
also
burns
treat-
you for the whole series, right?
Yeah,
If
that's a
you-
good point.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it does burn you for the whole
It does
shit.
burn you, and also, I mean, listen, being a background actor is how I got my SAG card when I was a teenager.
It's
And
not
so,
gonna happen
like,
anymore.
No,
That's
but
all CG,
true.
guys.
It's all CG.
All AI
yeah.
guys.
Not yet.
But I mean,
not yet.
I learned about
Fight
how.
the good fight. Don't
I
give
learned
up.
it.
Come on, Elias. But I learned all about how
better.
film sets worked. I, learned how to behave on a set. From being a background
Being a
actor.
background guy, yeah.
Shut up and don't look anybody in the eye.
Not wrong.
Oh, I have heard
Not wrong.
stories.
But you are kind of treated like cattle. You're kept in
Sure.
holding, right? And so that might be the other thing is that like in voiceover, no, you're treated like
a human.
a human.
It's amazing.
It's also one thing I will say for sure is when I moved down here.
your boy.
Oh, there's Sam.
Hey, Sam.
There he is.
What's up, wet blanket?
Emily O'Brien is a saint.
He's amazing. He's such a. Oh,
Hey.
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 Before, I would really paid attention and realized that it was a person doing Vasco, right?
Yeah.
I did think it was like AI or just text to speech, right?
That's high
and
praise,
it was
man.
one of the reasons was like so many people were so impressed the first time Vasco calls them their character name.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much your Zach?
Zach's a bad.
You
so
should have
you
been
know.
on time, Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
I didn't want to bust it out, but Jen said I could. All right.
Oh, okay.
Now we're going into the parenting segment, but especially the dual language parenting segment. All right.
Yeah.
I was
fair.
touring a lovely French immersion school, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, did you
for
put-
my son.
Did you put your guy in French immersion?
We're thinking about it. We wanted
Oh.
your take on it. What do you got?
Yeah, bang, bang, oui.
Bougie, bougie.
On va
He's got
parler
nothing but good things to
français.
say about.
On fait tout ça en français, ok?
Did you
You
parler un peu français?
Je suis un nanana.
That's my thing. That's my big problem with it is I don't want Jen and him talking behind my back.
Yeah, you gotta get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google Translate. I'm just recording, listening, trying to figure out what they're saying about me.
All right, cousin Greg.
Accurate.
I mean, it makes sense to a certain extent where it's like the devs are just spending their lives.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Crunch
yeah,
time.
yeah.
It's like they are the ones that deserve the most celebration. You
Yeah.
know.
Where's my girl?
Hey.
She's a
So
little
awkward.
injured,
Now
so
who's
we gotta.
sleepy?
She's
we
gonna
gotta
wake
get her
up
back
and
to
be
full
like,
health.
Last night was so interesting. The great serpent would be nervous if he saw what happened last night. Don't worry, it's fine.
Of course. Are you ready?
Where are you looking?
She's
at?
not ready to talk to me.
oh, Sarah.
Oh, we got to face off.
Down. Go down.
Of course.
Oh shit.
It's some of the best.
Have you seen the clip of Vasco just cold cocking an NPC?
No.
It's my favorite bug of any video game ever.
I'm gonna try to find it for Slack.
Yeah,
For-
I think I can't remember the user who posted it, but yeah, you're having just like a full-on conversation with a member of Constellation, and then you just hear Vasco say something like, "All enemies will be eliminated," and he comes in and just backhands this lady, and there's like blood all over the mini fridge, and she's out cold. It's brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Like, he's just like, yeah.
Hey, man.
That happened.
All enemies in the area have been eliminated.
Who dat?
Vasco knew. He knew before anybody
Maybe
else.
come correct next time.
No,
But the thing I will say in this game and any other is like the ability for storytelling in gaming.
It's crazy.
So rad.
Yeah.
TV shows are fun and I love animation, but games have this ability to tell a story because they're not worried about advertisers as much. You know what I mean? And
Oh, that's an interesting way to do it. Yeah.
it's some of the indies I've done, Call of the Sea and American Arcadia that's coming out this week. And like Life is Strange, the stories, they're just incredible. Even The Walking Dead, because the TV show had its own thing, but like what we were able to do, number one, because the characters don't age, right? So you don't have to worry about the on-camera actors aging out of it, a la Clementine.
It took 5 years, yeah.
But also, like, you don't have to worry about like trash talking pizza because Pizza Hut's your sponsor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Not that any of them trash talk.
There was
There was a whole scene that got cut where Lee was like,
Can I just go on a quick?
Lee, what don't you miss? Well, Clem, I hate Pizza Hut. It doesn't exist anymore.
Only Thai food. No, there's a whole thing about how like whenever a sitcom like gets sick from food, it's either Thai food or Chinese food because there's no big recognizable Thai food or Chinese food brand.
That hadn't even occurred to me. Yeah, that's interesting.
You're welcome.
That reminds me of like when the first time I ever met Rob Paulson. It was Comic-Con. I was on the IGN stage. It was me, Damon, and it was the cast of Ninja Turtles, the reboot one.
Yeah.
But Rob was in it again, as a different turtle. And I was like, oh, that's cool, or whatever. And he was talking. And somewhere in the middle of it, he dropped, oh, it's like when we were on Animaniacs. And for me, like if you watch the interview, you can see the wheels click into place. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, he's fucking the Echo. That's fucking the Echo. I'm fucking the Echo right now.
Great.
Dude, some of the funniest stuff in those sessions was in between takes, just sitting back and watching him and Maurice LaMarche, just like go off.
Yeah.
You're the best, dude.
I was just like,
There's one thing
brilliant.
being in the two different worlds, like the voiceover world and the on-camera world. The on-camera world is so dog-eat-dog.
So dog.
Yeah.
And the actors, we all want each other to
Very
fail.
backstabby.
And I think it's partially because of what you said about like it's yourself.
Yeah, it's
it's like
you that you're putting
intrinsically
out there.
tied to your ego. So a lot of people have these inflated.
But voiceover, especially so I've been here 6 years almost.
Yeah.
Every person I've met, I have not met a bad person in voiceover. She's talking about me though.
I'm kidding.
No, but it's true. It's like
No, there are a
we'll
few,
recommend friends for jobs.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Courtney
I remember-
Taylor and I, like, I've lost jobs to Courtney. She's lost jobs to me. And even still, I'll be like, if I'm not right for this, you should really call Courtney.
Yeah,
She's really
Wow.
funny.
that doesn't happen in on camera at all.
Oh,
It's like, if
Jack
I'm not
Quaid
right for
rep-
this, rewrite the part.
Yeah.
I've seen Fred Tatasciore walk into a sound booth, do an audition, come out and point at another actor, go, he's the one who should get this role.
Yeah.
he's also one of the
I
sweetest
love that
men,
guy.
Fred's
men
amazing.
on
That,
the planet
that
Earth.
guy's heart is.
But like that type of thing, man, on camera, it's like actors would walk out in the audition room and go, who can I screw up somehow? Like,
Yeah.
You
how
show
can I
up to
make
these
this guy
auditions.
nervous?
Everybody looks like you. They're all wearing the same thing you're wearing. And you're like,
But there's been a few times where it's been like, I'm like, man, I cannot. Just a few weeks ago, I was directing something, and I'm like,
What was
this
it?
actor
What
will.
was it?
I can't say that.
Say it.
This
Nobody's
actor will
watching.
never get. This actor will never get what you want. Like what you want, this actor will never get it. And I had to and it's also a lot of it is over Zoom now, so you don't have remember the sound booth where you just let go of the button and you can talk to the producers.
Yes.
You don't have that, so I'm
Right.
typing chats really fast. I hope this actor doesn't see that I'm telling them that he's never going to
got
get
to make sure you're doing
Yeah.
direct message, not for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Public
the
chat.
thing. But I
I
have learned a lot.
remember one of the worst
Yeah.
sessions
Great.
of my life was the Gabriel Knight reboot. And Julian Kwasniewski, who was the guy for Telltale, who was our director for Telltale, was the director on that. And the director or the writer for the reboot was really, she just had so much pressure on her. And so they called me in to do one of the characters, and she comes on, she goes, "That was terrible. I hated every second of it. What is happening in there?" And I was like, "Oh God."
And she's like, I'm sorry, is this thing on?
And Julian was like, "Hold on."
Oh, God.
Sidebar. It's very challenging,
Yeah.
But you pulled it together.
but we did it. It was great.
Well, it's like,
amazing.
Didn't scar you at all.
Never.
pre-COVID, when we would be in studio for these things, you're in the booth, there's glass, they're in the studio, and there's something called the talkback button.
Yeah.
Where the director gets to choose when to press that button so that you can hear what they're saying, right?
Can you hear me? Yes, I
Yeah,
can hear
exactly.
you. Fandango.
And one of the reasons is because there are rightfully so discussions that go on with, if it's an animated show, the showrunner, the
Yeah,
EPs,
The writers.
the game, exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's not helpful for the actor. That all needs to get boiled down.
the actor should only hear the director.
It should only hear the
But
director.
it gets much more difficult when you're doing it all over the world.
I had an animation coach one time who said that when he was getting started, he used to get really self-conscious because they would be like, "Yeah, that was great. Give us just a minute." And so he was like, I got into my head.
Oh, yeah.
It started getting really hard. So he put a tape recorder in his backpack. And he went into the thing, and they were
that's
like,
funny.
"That was great.
Very-
Give us just a minute."
very
Oh
loose
my
guy.
God, that pizza was terrible. Anchovies.
Yep.
Bleh.
I think it was Jennifer
Yeah.
Hale's story about how she was in the session and like did it, and then they were like, okay, great, same thing, and then it was just. And she was watching and like, oh no, hey, I'm never gonna work in this town again. I'm like, you're Jennifer Hale.
you're fine.
They were arguing about what to order for lunch,
Yeah.
and I heard that story and I was like, got it. Don't look through the glass.
Don't do it.
Yeah, right.
Just do your job
Also,
and then.
Just always assume the mic is hot.
Oh, because
Also
it
true,
is.
great
It's always
always.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be like, there's my line. Oh, this piece of shit writing.
What about you, Greg? More voiceover in your future?
When it comes about, yeah. You know, I've been lucky enough that, you know, I always talk about it like this is the job, right? So that stuff's always, you know, just a nice, cool perk somebody wants me to put in the game. or whatever.
How nice for you, Greg.
I know, right?
How nice that it's just a nice,
I've
cool
never
perk,
auditioned
Greg.
once. Can you believe it?
How nice for you.
I've been in more games than all of them combined.
All I had to do was take off my shirt. You know, there are other jobs where that happens, Greg. Be careful. Be careful.
No, but it's funny because you know, as I am obviously not a voiceover professional or a voiceover actor, and so like those first few Lego games when I really started going, like I remember it was all very much like that. I mean, obviously you guys do it a different way, but like of watching through the glass and you're like, all right, cool, and then the silence of them doing stuff, you're like, all right.
And you're like playing back, what did I do? What did
Well,
I
it's just,
say?
you know, it's like,
What
yeah,
did I
you
think?
get in your head and you do the thing.
Yeah.
I look forward to directing you and keeping the mic open.
The best director I've ever had was Liam O'Brien because he was like, he knew I was
Actors
nervous
make the
and I was
best
it was
directors,
only
I'm telling
my
you.
second one, and he was very much like,
Yeah.
all right, we're walking you through, and like, okay, let me explain
Yeah.
it a little bit more. I know you don't do this because it was a Lego game, so it was like, all right, you've fallen off a bookshelf. All right, now you've fallen off a building. Now you're falling from space. Like, all right, got it. Thank you very much. The other day, 4 months ago now, we put on the Animaniacs soundtrack for my 2-year-old, and he was into it and dancing, and you know what I mean. And so I sent Rob the video, and in 30 seconds, I had a voice memo back from Yakko
Yes,
to my
man.
son. You know what I mean? It was like amazing.
Don't tell Warner Brothers that. They will sue him.
That was really fun though because I got to figure out how alternate universe Andreja was different from current universe Andreja.
Yeah.
And so like current universe Andreja, like she's a little more timid and she does not use contractions when she speaks because English is not first language.
Yeah.
And then like alternate universe was like, all right, what's your deal?
What about
you know?
Alternate
just
like,
like,
hey y'all, how you doing?
Yeah, there were we would text each other. There were sessions when your companion becomes a Starborn kind of.
Yeah, you know that.
And there were sessions we called the Starborn sessions, and we'd be like, oh, this Starborn session is not because it's not you laid back being normal. It's you have to speak in a certain cadence and think it's very difficult sessions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I got like 8 hours of Starborn sessions.
yeah.
Yeah, same, totally. Also that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm Starborn robot.
That's go reborn.
Yeah. No, Tyler and I did have a conversation. He's like, so this is something you don't have to worry about. You aren't a robot.
Amazing.
Yeah, when the game finally was out there, Scott Porter put up, he's like, hey, I'm in the game. A lot of people are finding me, but it might take a while. And I text him like, where the hell are you in the game? He's like, oh,
He's like, good question.
I don't want to ruin it, but when you get, I'm like, oh, I played as a woman. I'll never.
Yeah, you never hear it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Is he the player?
Yeah, he's the male character there. If you get
Yeah.
that.
That guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yes, I did Dusk Falls.
I was gonna say Ricky Ride 921 on Twitch says, is he the same guy who voiced the dad in Dusk
That
Falls?
is true.
Yeah, Dusk Falls
Yeah.
was an interesting.
Remember that?
Because they had filmed
As
it.
Dusk Falls?
Yeah, no, that's Elias.
No
well, the
way.
voice is me.
Yeah.
So they
Yo.
had filmed this other guy.
Alex Van Aken, who,
Yeah, they had filmed this other guy, and they put it in kind of like a comic book movie.
Yeah, uh-huh. It was
We're well
amazing.
versed in it.
Yeah, you're like it's a beautiful story. And then they had me voice over the comic book stuff. Like I got to watch it and voice over it, which was great. And I got to.
You got it. It all clicked into place
I'm
right.
having a
You got
moment
Mike to
like,
put the
oh my
controller
God.
down because he loves that. That's probably like, wait a minute.
Man.
Yeah, so I got to do all that, but it was weird because I remember thinking they're gonna think that I look like this guy.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
I'm actually a space cowboy.
I'm actually a space cowboy. I look more like Sam than I do like that guy.
Got the beard.
Yeah,
But
except
you know what
the
I
beard.
loved about that was that we have a group of professional actors who do table reads for
Yes,
games.
true.
So if game writers want to like try out their scenes before you actually get the
Oh.
actor in the booth, we have a table reading service. And so we actually
Wow.
table read that game.
Yeah.
And they got to work a lot of that out. And then they ended up casting a couple of people from that group.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
That's really rad. Oh my gosh.
And it's a great game. It's just really well written and really
Yeah.
a lot of like,
Yes.
a lot of nice nuance that I
Yeah.
got to play, which I'm very happy. Very happy about.
It was nice to see somebody evolve the Telltale / Quantic Dream idea, right?
Yeah.
We don't have
I remember seeing it going, I hope people like this because it's a very interesting choice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people,
And
I think the writing is so good.
They called it like book 1 or whatever thing. And I was like, you
Yes.
goddamn it.
Oh,
I was
they got
every
me.
time I see that developer, I go, hey, what are you doing?
I do have to plug on the 15th, which is maybe I think that's next weekend, next Tuesday. American Arcadia is coming out, and it's this like super retro 1970s like Truman Show meets Logan's Run game, and it's
really?
me and Yuri Lowenthal and Kritzia Bajos.
Yuri. We don't support Yuri here.
Spider Who.
No, we don't say that.
It's such a cool game.
Another just jerk in the industry.
It's so it's a puzzler.
Okay.
But it also shifts perspective. So at one point it's third person and you're watching the guy run, and then it shifts to first person and you're helping him like do a thing.
Kevin, can we get a trailer? American Arcadia?
I feel like we don't know that.
Love you,
Come on, Kevin.
Love
Did he
you.
die?
That was Kevin giving us his voice. he was practicing. He wanted to give it to you.
Kevin, of course. Let's
Okay,
not
don't give it to you. Here it is.
short sell Kevin. He was the Tinkerer in Lego Marvel as
Kevin
well.
was
though.
in
One of the worst working
Wait,
experiences I've ever
Wait,
had.
what?
You're
the Tinkerer?
It
That's
was terrible.
awesome.
I was so bad. Everyone's recording took about an hour. Mine took 4 hours. It was awful.
Yeah, but they give you
Stick to
4
the
hours, so really you just used your time.
Yeah.
They're like, we love this guy. Give him more lines.
Oh my God, they modeled her
Is,
after you?
is there audio? Can we hear it?
Both of us.
Oh yeah, sure. Give me one.
That was actually
second.
Kari.
Probably.
It looks like
It might have been.
Cute blonde, always Kari.
So who made this one?
This is Out of the Blue. They did Call of the Sea as well.
Okay.
What? Hey, no, I just saw it.
Spider-Man.
Jesus. Angela?
Spider-Man.
Angela!
it's Spider-Man.
Are you there?
Spider-Man? Spider-Man MD?
Spider-Man?
This, Trevor, is your life. A life that has been recorded
That's
and
Kritzia.
compiled right down to the last second.
So good.
Another
We'll get you out of
terrible
here,
person. In
I promise.
Talentless?
Shit,
Mean?
shit, shit.
Great.
Keep running, Trevor.
Did she direct it?
No. Brilliant. Good claws.
And an insider is helping him, one of us.
Oh, no.
Yes, I got it.
Stay away or
Hit him. What? Hey, no, I just saw it.
Live from the Arcadia Dome, I'm your host, Vivian Walton. And this is American Arcadia.
Nice. Nice.
I'm so excited
Little
for
Ryan
it.
Seacrest inspo?
A little bit, but it's like Truman Show, right?
Yeah.
So he lives in this like curated world
That seems cool.
and has to escape, and it's so fun.
That was very cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Elias, do you want us to put up a Deus Ex trailer so you feel relevant?
Sure, go ahead. Put up all the stuff that I can't talk about.
You know, Greg, they should really make another one of those.
You know, they really should. Deus Ex.
I think I referenced it earlier about the joke. Do you know about the Bosco joke?
Yeah.
This is apparently Aspen, the writer, that's something that she used to say to her brother.
Really?
Yeah. She'd be like, do you want to hear a human joke? He'd be like, yeah. And she's like, I'm looking at one.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how it made its way to the script.
That's
Love it.
so. Someone was asking earlier, what was your favorite captain name to say besides Captain Boobies?
Fuckface.
Fuckface. Captain
Yeah.
Fuckface.
Yeah, Captain
That's a
Fuckface
good
is my
one.
favorite.
That's a good one.
And I remember asking...
You mispronounced it. It's actually Fukface.
Fukface. Me llamo Fukface. I don't know how that was somehow Spanish and like Spain.
How many
Spanish
people
at the
can I
same time.
offend?
And it's and Italian. All right, I'm coming after you. UK, Italy, everybody.
Ginger.
Yeah, no, Captain Fuckface was fun. And I remember asking, hey, why are we doing all of these names? And they said, because the players will choose them.
Yeah, for sure.
And
It's like
Fuckface.
TTD from Silicon Valley,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or to Mythic Quest, Time to Dig,
Mythic Quest, yeah,
right?
exactly.
Should we do a Zach? Nah, nobody will choose that.
Fuck Zach. There's one thing we here at Bethesda hate. It's guys named Zach.
Turns out like Todd Howard's bully in third grade.
I'll show him. I'd have spent more time with Vasco if he were allowed to be bangable. I told people want to bang
talked
the
about
robot.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how it would happen necessarily, Would it be
There's ways.
in,
sure there's-
into the
there's
in
a
the
loop.
camera lens? Yeah, no, we tried, guys. We lobbied for the romanceable storyline.
Did you guys ever do Sleep No More in New York City?
Was afraid you might have
So,
Oh, yeah.
in
That was
yeah,
great.
in my estimation, it's the closest thing to being in a live action video game.
Okay.
So it's like the Hamlet. Is it Hamlet or Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Macbeth is playing in a 4-story building. And there's like 100 some odd actors playing out all these different things, and you can follow any actor to any scene and experience
Out of order.
anything.
Yeah. The only thing that they time up is the final, is the ending.
Yeah.
Everybody shows
Yeah.
up at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're making your own experience.
It's I've done it
So
3
cool.
times.
Oh, wow.
Every time is different. It's really incredible.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the minute you walk in,
You're in it, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
it started.
it's
I
really
think I
cool.
saw something about this. I forget what it was.
I think they basically were like, Renaissance fairs? Let's show you something.
I mean, there's like you can walk into an orgy in one part, and
Yeah, but what about Sleep No More?
Do you find that like the majority of your work is that? Because I know being friends with Nolan, that was always the joke with him, right? Is that he's not so good at just being Drake or Nolan or whatever. They would
Right.
do that, and then like he would do stuff like Arkham and be Penguin, and nobody would know he was Penguin.
Yeah,
Or
Or,
people would flip out.
or his rocket in Telltale's
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I played the Penguin in Gotham
Yeah,
Knights,
yeah,
and nobody ever. Yeah, but
This
it's
is my first time finding that out. I did not know that. You
But
did
it's
that.
I get cast mostly for either me or guys that sound a little lower.
Yeah.
That's mostly what I get cast as. Although I just did my first kind of kooky, fun kids cartoon at Nickelodeon,
Congrats, man.
and I was really, really happy because I don't normally book those.
Nickelodeon's on their own contract. We can talk about it.
Right,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's not,
Not
it's
cross-
not a
No,
struck,
animation we can
not a
talk about.
struck
Yeah.
contract.
Animation movies we can't. Animation TV shows we can.
Yes, some animated shows are on the TV theatrical, but like 90% of them are
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Anyways, proceed.
All right, dork.
But most of the time,
Oh, sorry, you're wearing glasses.
the say the line I get a lot. We actually had there was a line that Sam said that it was I didn't ask for it or something like that, and I put on a little bit of a Jensen affectation, and they said we can't use it. Yeah, we didn't want to do it.
Can I, without obviously divulging any details or anything, can we hear a little bit of the voice?
Of Sam's voice?
No, of the Nickelodeon.
Oh no, it's so no.
It
I
would,
don't wanna give
it'd be
away.
too obvious.
Now wait, Blanket 483 says, "I bet this guy, he means you, Elias, has a great Liam Neeson."
I do have a Liam Neeson impression, but
Let's hear it, dude.
stolen from Kevin Pollak.
Okay.
Kevin Pollak does a one-word Liam Neeson impression, and the trick is you have to take one word that Liam Neeson wouldn't say, just one word, and make it like how he would say it, and the word is banana.
Okay.
And Liam Neeson says banana like this: bananas,
Good.
bananas.
Good. Good.
I've never even seen that.
Yeah, this badass robot right here.
Yeah.
He's about to go cause.
I'm sorry, do I have some robot competition right now?
Ooh.
I
Got
will
real
destroy
involved.
you, you piece of tin garbage. Although
Is that Tatashore?
I have no idea.
That's
Mike?
cool.
Greg,
Believe
hit
it or
him with
not,
it. I know.
It's
it
2 o'clock almost. 2 minutes to 2 o'clock.
It flew by.
Ooh.
That was a
fast.
blast.
And, if and when we get that stream up and going,
It's not happening.
Maybe in time for Starfield 2. Maybe in time.
I told him, I was like, guys, we should do this. And Elias was like, well, then it was your idea. You got to be the one to play it. And I was like, totally. We will do that.
Sure, the kids
Maybe
would
when our
love
kids go to
that.
college.
Yes. Hey, hun, I'm just going to disappear for 3 hours. Lol.
Learn how to play the game.
Every week.
Yeah, every week.
Or a month.
Every week.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.